Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for the first day of August 2013. Another busy day on the scheduled announcement front. We have jobless claims, PMI, manufacturing index, ISM manufacturing index, and construction spending. And then tomorrow, we have employment situation and personal income and outlays and factory orders. So, well, I can tell you from my perspective, the outlays seem to be greater than the income. But I would imagine it could be true for just about everybody. At least that's the perception. Let's take a look at foreign markets. Asia was green across the board. This is after hours. Not sure if how much sense it makes, but pretty much green across the board there. And in Europe, also green across the board. And you can see here futures push higher as Fed comforts and pumps and prints. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the printers are running at maximum capacity. Okay, again, the futures, we're looking at a huge jump up here. This is going to be a pretty big gap, unless something in one of the earlier announcements does anything to affect it. Gold is up even in addition 0.7%, so that's a pretty big jump. But oil is a huge leap. Of course, I'm going to be jumping in the car tomorrow morning, so I'm sure gas prices are going to follow suit as well. No video tomorrow morning either. I have to hit the road pretty early. I'll be back Monday though. Okay, let's take a look at our account. I'm a little worried about this Goldman here, especially with this open here. Let's do a intraday. That's good. Okay, we have no early. Well, let's see here, Goldman. Let's take a look at Goldman. We don't have anything going on today as of yet, but we can take a look at the Analyze tab here and look at our midpoint, which is about, looks like it's 164.5. 164.5, so it'll be up slightly. Our short is at 165, I believe. Yes, it is. So we're going to be a little bit worried about this one today. Jump over here. Take a look at. I don't see anything. For instance, from late last night or yesterday, that would point to any sort of bearish position on Goldman at this time. So we're a little worried about that one, just a little bit. Just a little bit? Are you kidding? Yeah. Anyway, what else are we worried about? LinkedIn. Take a look at the Analyze tab's risk profile on that particular one. We're still pretty far away from our short. And if we look at a chart, we have some momentum leaving. So, not really worried a whole heck of a lot about this one, at least for today and tomorrow. I don't anticipate any craziness, but you know, with the way that this market's going to open today, you really just don't know. You just don't know. And that's, we can take a peek at this ETF for the 20-year Treasury notes, and it is looking like as though it's moving down this morning. Alright, okay, now we'll jump right into our A+ list and see if anything is developing over there. Alright, still looking for Apple to hit this target here. Still looking pretty bullish all across the board. So good for Apple. Take this off of here. Amazon. Oh, we're coming down here. We are now in our target area. We may get a hook on this today, especially with the open that we're looking at. If Amazon gives us a red candle today with the opening that we're looking at, we're looking at a 305 open, roughly, possibly. So this is probably going to gap up, I would think. So, and that's going to give us a hook down here, which means that if I was to say, you know, I really want to get in this right away, I may get in this today. So here's what I'm going to do. This would be one candle early. It would not be waiting for confirmation. But I'm seeing higher lows, and maybe we just have a higher high here. So it's kind of looking pretty bullish for them. So we'll put this up here. We're looking, what did I say, 305. So I'll look up around here at 306 to put our alert. 306.50. Let's make it. And then we'll see if it comes true, and we can get in one candle earlier on this. Baidu not giving us an entry, looking very bullish. Celgene also looking very bullish, not giving us an entry, pretty much all the way across the board. CF Industries. Alright, we have a little bit of reality setting in here with them. Still waiting for this uptrend to develop a little bit more and become a tad bit stronger. Chipotle. Oh, I wanted. I gotta do IWM yet. Chipotle looking strong. Well, let's see. We got a little bit of a. This is well, slightly unusual here. A little bit of long-term momentum coming out. Short-term, though, it's looking pretty good. Or medium-term, I should say. Not giving us an entry. Gold, we're in this with an iron condor, and it's looking handsome right now. Google. Still, there's a lot of confusion here on what's going on with Google, in my mind anyway. That, what do they call it, Chrome TV, I believe it's called. You ought to take a look at that in the news. That is, that's going to be awesome, provided they don't get sued or they get the clamps put on them by the FCC. But, you know, they're all friends of the current administration there at Google. They pump a lot of money into them. So I don't imagine that they're going to run into too much resistance for that Chrome TV thing. You might call me cynical, but, well, I am, I guess. So let's all go over to Goldman. I'm very bullish on Google right now, just to let you know. But I'm not seeing any real. Let's go back and look at it again. All right, I'm sorry, I just blew right past it in my rush to get to the end of this thing. So if we were to look at Google on a very long-term chart here, we're getting what looks like to be some momentum leaving this current price action, and it's pretty obvious here as we look at the moving averages. The 9 EMA is trying to roll over, although it did roll over here and now it's back up again because that's a white dot in there. So, but overall, if you were to do, I just can't imagine it dropping below 850 for the rest of this year, that's for sure. And whether it goes above that or not, I don't know. So if you wanted to do a pretty long trade on this, I don't endorse this or anything like that. But if you're looking down here at 850 for an October expiration, that's a pretty nice looking, I would say, play. And I think it would be a pretty safe thing to do. But let's see where this white line appears 30 days from now. So let's go to 9-1 or 9-3 in this case. So you'd have to wait a whole month at this current price for it to just make $23 in theory. Again, that's in theory. So that's the problem with the really long-term trades, the credit spreads for long-term. It takes a long time to start building up this data so that you can start locking in profits on a daily basis. And ultimately you are risking 154, or you're risking 345 to make 154 over, let's see, September, October, over 60 days. So that's a long time, a long time. Actually, it's 78 days. Yeah, it's not a good trade. That's why I don't do those. Okay, that was a lesson. Let's go back here and take this off. I don't even want to look at it. Okay, Goldman. A troubled child here. Alright, we actually the 50 MA is kind of rolling over here. The 9 EMA is, it just flipped up. We have momentum leaving here on, this is a 15-day EMA on the MACD, and it's rolled over here. And we have the short-term MACD on the weekly chart just moved down. So I don't know. I'm still going to hang in there. I'm not going to really panic on it. But no new trades there. LinkedIn, this is our iron condor that we have. We have an uptrend. We just came down here, almost touched this thing, but we had earnings. Oh, we have earnings tonight after the market closes. So not touching that puppy. And this was a fun ride, wasn't it? Look at that candle. Oh my gosh. How'd they do? Alright, so 632 and 696 actual. I don't know about revenue or their outlook or anything like that, but that's pretty huge. Pop up here to 626 and then have this range during the day. Man, somebody's making a lot of money here. This is insider stuff. This is not you and me. This is insider. Somebody made a lot of money off of this. Somebody needs to be investigated on that, because you're talking like 570. You're talking almost $100 range here. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I didn't play with that one. I wouldn't have known what to do. It jerked around like sort of like being in a rollover car accident where you're rolling down the hill. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. Okay, good analogy. That's why they call me the guru. Alright, I'm getting a little crazy here. Netflix, too flat for a directional. might be a good Iron Condor candidate. Priceline, we have earnings coming up, and I've been dreaming about doing another calendar on this, but if I do, it's going to be a fake one. I haven't gone into my paper account in months, so I may do one in there, and we'll take a look at it if I do. I don't want to waste any more of my money on these crazy earnings plays. All right, Panera, still hanging down there. We're waiting for a touch up here for an entry, so our target is set. We just need to be patient. Tesla has earnings coming up next week. Not touching that one. And Visa. Look at what happened with the credit card market yesterday. Look at this. Wow. What the heck? Stocks mostly. Market update. Is there a reason here? Or are they just going to give me a number? Commodities, treasury yields, currencies, volatility, and volume. Let's see here. Visa traded down around 7% on Wednesday after an unfavorable court ruling which could limit the capping of so-called swipe fees on debit cards. So that's what's going on. Well, that's the reason why MasterCard had that too. Funny, though, that they should come out with that right on their earnings date for MasterCard. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to the news, so there is a lot of trading in here. And we have a volume of 22 million when the average is around 2. So that's huge, ladies and gentlemen. That is huge. Then the last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to just jump over and take a look at IWM. And I did not do a trade in that yesterday, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we have the 9 EMA is white, and the EMA on the MACD is still magenta. So this tells me that I'm staying out of it when these colors don't match. Oops. They need to, match up. I need a couple days, another white one here, and I'll get back into it again with a bull put. But for right now, even if you looked at the Analyze tab for IWM, as soon as it pops up here, yoo-hoo. What's going on? Am I going to get one of those performance things? Nothing is showing up here. Here my fan just chunking along here. Oh, there we go. That's why. It's saying, my fan is telling me I need to do something. I need user input. Alright, so we are practically at a 0 delta for all practical purposes, but I imagine we're going to move up a tad bit this morning on this. So what is TF doing? TF is also up to we could be at 105 here, which would make this bear call a loser, but it would also probably give us a white dot here, which this afternoon we'd be able to get in with an expiration of next week, not expiration of tomorrow. Okay, so that's it on the IWM, and the reason why might be a little bit slow in coming out with I guess you might say the strategy is I want to make sure that I can prove out my decision matrix that I'm working on. So that's why. So learn along with me. by watching the dailies. And if you need to know how to set up the charts on my YouTube channel, go over to show you here. Go over here to playlists, and in playlist you see the charts and analysis, and go ahead and watch those two videos. I think that they are this one's a half hour, yeah, roughly a little bit over an hour, and it'll tell you exactly how to set up the charts and how to look at the indicators. Alright, so that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen, and that's it for this week too. I'll be back Monday. Thanks for watching, and happy trading.